All right, I'm back. I think I left the previous video on for quite some time. I thought I ended the video, but anyway, um, so when I left in the previous session, we had identified the W pattern, right, which is a bottoming formation, and we were looking for more upside, okay, and that's exactly what we got. Now, obviously, this is a minute chart, and we have to take that into consideration that these patterns may not last very long. Okay, so what we're up against now is this structure right in here. Okay, which is a bear flag. That's a negative. That's not a good thing. Now, I said earlier in the session that even though it broke the trend line, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's game over and blah blah blah. And what is more likely than not is that price is going to be attracted to the trend line. It's going to behave like a magnet, right? And that's exactly what we got. We got price that came back to this uh, um, trend line. So let me zoom it out now. I'll take out these um, drawings. I think we proved the point of what we were expecting. All right, and here it is. Right, you had the big drop, okay, and a big pop right to that bottom trend line. Okay. Now, what is likely going to happen now? Well, this is a key area, and from what it looks like on a smaller time frame, with the bear flag in place and so forth, that this is more likely than not going to end up being a sharp 1, 2, 3 down, meaning 1, 2, 3 down. If that's the case, what the bulls do not want to see is that it go much lower than 12,471, okay, which is this area right in here. You don't want to go below here. You can test it, that's fine, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's got to bounce. It's got to maintain above the previous high. If it doesn't, then things can get very ugly very quickly. Now, the sharp sell-off today doesn't really concern me all that much.
Auto shutdown initiated.
This fucking thing, I still don't fix it. And the reason it doesn't concern me all that much is because we came from last year, all-time highs, a little bit of a sell-off, some profit taking. It's what we call it's probably a new term for my guys, but it's a liquidation break, right? You just kind of liquidate, take some profits, it breaks the trend line, um, and then it starts to go back up again. All right. If that's the case, and I think that may be the case, then we're gonna see some correction, perhaps maybe a little bit more downside, some correction, and then back up again. If it's not, okay, if it's not, and it starts coming back and violating that 12,428 area and starts falling below it, then it's a different ball game. And remember, these are the market leaders, right? The Nasdaq. So
Auto shutdown cancelled. Mic off. Mic feedback off. Mic on. Mic feedback on.
this thing is annoying as all hell. Anyway, so for tomorrow, again, it's okay if it comes down a little bit more, it gets another wave down, uh, but it's got to maintain above this. All right, and I think it should be able to. Let's quickly just go through the VIX, a little bit of a pullback here. All right, again, this doesn't concern me all that much in terms of um, what do you call it, that it's elevated. Again, only because people are probably a little bit scared, a little bit nervous. They get some options, some hedging going on. So you'll see that pop. Now we don't want this to continue to go higher. If it does, then it means something completely different. Completely different. Going into last year, the end of last year, we said this is a rounding bottom. So there is a formation in place. Uh, that could mean something more. Okay, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to jump the gun, but it is there. Okay. Another way to look at it is like this. Okay, so even if we get a little bit of a pullback tomorrow, like we expect, right, you'll probably see it test this line and start to come back. If it doesn't, if it starts to break out, you're in trouble again, right? All right. Equal weighted S&P is broken down. It's remained broken. Dividend weighted is the same. The NYSE is in the middle of no man's land. The Dow popped back into structure, so that's a bullish formation. That's good. We want to see that, right? So that's good for the bulls. S&P back into structure, unlike the Nasdaq, which is testing. Small caps bounced right off this wave 3. We can now put a nice line here. Okay, this is a bullish formation. It's pointing down the structure. 1, 2, 3, fully formed. Where's the? Come on. All right. So that's 1, 2, 3, fully formed, bullish. Bullish. Okay. Now, can you stay in this channel for a while? I sure can. Okay. You can do something like this all the way down and then start to bounce. So again, there's room for it to push a little bit lower. Transportation down 2.2%, broke the trend line. Right at trend line, you know, this is a leading indicator. That's not very bullish. IPO, it's right at support. All right. Let's see if this can hold tomorrow. If it doesn't, not a good sign. ARC is doing fine. Let's take a look at the fangs real quick. Okay, broke the top, broke the bottom, back to the trend line. Let's see if we get some resolution tomorrow. Europe, fine. UK is fine. Germany is okay. Denmark is fine. World Stock Market Index testing the support area. For now, it's fine. Airlines took a beating. Okay, so we're going to look for one more wave down. In airlines, I think it's going to push a little bit lower. And China, okay, not bad, right? And that's what we talked about, that Asia is doing fine, Europe is doing fine, not the US. So that's not indicative of a market that's going to collapse. All right. Korea is going straight up. Saudi is sideways. Australia is right at support. Emerging markets, new high, came back. Emerging markets, same thing. The BRICS, Brazil, India, China, new high, pulled back. Again, we're looking for a breakout here. All right. Quickly, let's look at the dollar. Broke, new low, popped back up. So we'll see how this plays out tomorrow. Okay. The 10-year, little bit of a pullback. Now if the 10-year starts to break down here, that's not a good sign, right? Because people are selling stocks, buying bonds, pushing yields down. Right? So keep an eye on this one for tomorrow in case I'm not around. All right. What else? What else? Aggregate bonds. They're not doing anything. Biotech is pulling back at support. We're going to look for a follow through. So what this looks like to me is a break, test, go. Okay. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out tomorrow. If it starts coming back into structure, uh, you should not be long biotech. Here's a hotel. Hotels are pushing back down again, just like the airlines. Remember, this was the catch-up play. And the big question that I had going into the end of the year last year was that, is this just a relief kind of rally, like the end of a bull market, where the worst of the worst kind of pop a little bit and then die off? Or is this the bottom, meaning that these uh, beaten up stocks are going to start to outperform? All right, and that would be the new bull market. So for right now, we'll see. We'll see. It's still not clearly defined. Um, Royal Caribbean down 5%. Norwegian is down 6.7%. Carnival down 5, almost 6%. So they got their asses kicked. All right. Apple is down 2.4%. Big move. Amazon down 2.6. Microsoft down 2.1. Facebook almost 1.5%. Netflix down 3.3. Now the internals of these do not look very good right now. All right. I'll be honest. They're in a channel, granted, but they're not looking so hot. This looks like a head test. Right. Google breaking down from this structure, not a good sign. Right. This is the second time that it's breaking down. Right. See it back here. So, mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. We're gonna have to see some more resolution tomorrow. Um, Nvidia broke out, came back into structure. That's not a good sign. Tesla continued to push higher, so that's a good sign. Risk on, right? But believe me, if this market starts to tank tomorrow and the day after, Tesla's going to get crushed. All right, so be careful. Anything else I want to show? Let's look at the NASDAQ, adjusted for the dollar. Let's see how that did today, because it did break structure. All right. Popped back up, not completely back to the trend line, but it did break. So we're going to keep an eye on this one for tomorrow. All right. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right, that's it for today. Sorry that I kept the video on longer than I anticipated. I thought I shut it down. Um, I'm not sure what time I'm going to come on tomorrow, but yeah, we'll see. All right, nice to be back, Alessandro. Any questions from anybody before I log off? No? Okay, good. Again, I'm doing this video now so some of you guys can go back and review it later on when you have time. Uh, all right, that's it for today. Let's see how it goes tomorrow. Okay, for right now, we're slightly bearish just for another move down. Okay. Okay, one more move down to the previous high. It's a bear flag, so we're looking for something like this. All right, for tomorrow. All right, so let's take this one out. We got the pop. Let me see if I can. Oh, come on. All right, so let me kind of draw it out here, something like this, so we know what it looks like tomorrow. Okay, we're looking for something like that. Something like that. Okay. All right. Uh, Thank you very much again, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to come down to patreon.com/RealMacro, where we have a live chat 24/7. All right. Thanks again. Ciao.